I recently realized that we all do similar things that we just don't admit. So here we go. Secret things we all do but don't talk about. Quick warning, if I call you out on something that you haven't told anyone about, don't worry. I'm not stalking you. We probably just all do it secretly. So here we go. Number 1. Pulling a prank on your mom by secretly hiding all the kitchen utensils up your asshole. I know that one's kind of obvious, like who doesn't do that, but it's just so much fun to see the look on your mom's face when you pull all the knives one by one out your Anyway, let's get to number 2. Bringing your skateboard to the local elementary school and hitting some sick grinds on the children. I mean, can anyone blame us? Like, they're the perfect obstacle. I mean, I know you think I've read your mind already, but let's finish it off with number 3. And, like, just a warning, I know you do this. Like, you haven't told anyone about it, but, like, I know you do it. Here it is. Number 3. Making a do-it-yourself at-home shrine to Satan and praying and sacrificing your siblings to it every night. So many people related to the last video, I had to make a part 2. So here we go. Secret things we all do but just don't talk about. Quick warning, don't be surprised if I call you out on something that you haven't told anyone about. I'm not stalking you, we probably just all do it. Anyway, let's go. Number 1. Pulling a prank on your whole family by pooping in every sink in the house. You probably have done this one before, but I just had to say it. It is really awkward though when your sister walks in and you're squatting over the sink taking an earth-shattering shit. On to the next one. Number 2. Capturing all the neighborhood children and forcing them to build a statue of you at the local park. I know. I got almost everybody on that one, but there's one more, and I know you do it. Like, I know. Anyway, here it is. Number 3. Building up a following on a social media app called TikTok and secretly brainwashing them into joining your cult and doing anything that you ask them to. I'm about to expose all of you. Here we go. Secret things we all do but don't talk about, part 3. Quick warning, you may think I'm stalking you for calling you out on these things that you haven't told anyone about, but it's probably just really relatable and we all do it. Anyway, let's go. Number 1. Showing off during the family get-together by fitting a full-size 32-inch baseball bat up your ass. Yeah, again, I know we've all done this, but I still had to include it. It's also really nice when your family can take it back out and still play a full game with. Anyway, let's get on to number 2. Playing wall ball with your newborn niece. I mean, okay, let's be honest. It's the next best thing when you're out of tennis balls. I know I've freaked all of you out already by me knowing that you do this, but there's one more, and, like, I literally know that you do this. Like, there's no way that you don't do. Here it is. Number 3. Taking some candles out to the middle of the woods at 3 a.m. and sacrificing yourself to the demonic lord that lives there. I'm about to expose all of you again. Here we go. Secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 4. Quick warning, I'm not stalking you if I call you out on something you haven't told anyone about. It's probably just really relatable and we all do it. Anyway, let's go. Number 1. Gathering up all the neighborhood children and forcing them to make meth in your basement. Now, I know that one's kind of common and a lot of you have probably already done it, but I figured I'd just include it anyway. Let's move on though. Number 2. Climbing trees at your local park butt naked pretending to be a squirrel. The best part about this one is that if you run out of room for acorns in your mouth, you can just start putting them up your ass. Finally, I have one more, and if this isn't the most relatable thing of all time, then like, I don't know what is. Here it is, number 3. Bringing your scooter to your grandpa's funeral and hitting a sick backflip off his coffin. I'm about to expose you again. You can't hide from me. Here we go. Secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 5. Quick warning, if I call you out on something that you do that you haven't told anyone about, I'm not stalking you. It's probably just really relatable and we all do it. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1. Going to the mall and abducting all the children there and then forcing their parents to play a demented scavenger hunt to find their kids against their will. I know a lot of you have done that one already, but I still had to include it. I still have some kids left over in my basement too from parents that never found them. Anyway, let's move on. Number 2. Trying to beat the world record of fitting Legos up your asshole. Guys, I've almost reached 45 today. Beat that. I know one more thing that you do though, and there's no way you haven't done it like at least 20 times by now. Here it is. Number 3. Going to your nearest history museum and providing a live reenactment of how the dinosaurs went extinct by bombing the building. I'm about to expose you. Here we go. Secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 6. Quick warning, don't be freaked out if I call you out on something that you haven't told anyone about. I'm not stalking you. We probably just all do it. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1. Feeling generous and throwing a disco party for the kids at the epilepsy hospital. I know that one's obvious, but I just had to put it in there. It's just so much fun. They always fall to the ground and start dancing. I mean, what can I say? It really brightens their day. Let's move on. Number 2. Relaxing after a long day of child abduction in a bath of milk and hot dogs. Okay, I'm not joking. If I hit 5k followers on my Instagram, I will post a video of me doing this on my Instagram. Besides that, though, I have one more, and, like, I know that you do this. Like, there's no way that you don't do. Here it is. Number 3. Going to your nearest preschool and giving out free samples of your homemade cocaine. The amount of people relating to these videos is crazy. Here we go. Secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 7. Quick warning, if I call you out on something that you haven't told anyone about, I'm not stalking you. We probably just all do it. Without further ado though, let's get into it. Number 1. Trapping all the kids at your little sister's birthday party in the basement and forcing them to eat your special brownies. Okay, don't even lie, I got you on that one. I don't blame you guys though, it's so much fun, and the younger the kids, the better. Let's move on to number 2. Showing off at the family 4th of July party by setting off a full set of fireworks up your asshole. That one's kind of obvious, I know, like who hasn't done that, but I have one more, and y'all are gonna be freaked out that I know that you do this. Number 3. Having a true 4th of July finale by blowing up the nearest nursing home. You might not realize it, but so many people do the same secret things that you do. Here we go, secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 8. Quick warning, don't be freaked out if I call you out on something that you don't tell anyone about. I'm not stalking you, it's just something we all secretly do. Let's get into it though. Number 1. Pranking your neighbors by going balls deep in their stupid chihuahua. I know that one's kind of obvious, like who hasn't done that, but like who can blame us? It's the only way to get that stupid little thing to shut up. Let's get on to number 2. Going down into your basement with a pair of dice and making the kids you're holding captive there roll to see who gets to eat tonight. I know that one was kind of obvious too, but I have one more and it's gonna freak you out that I know that you do this. Number 3. Sunbathing butt naked in front of a preschool. You're gonna think I'm stalking you by the end of this video. Here we go, top things we all do but just don't talk about, part 9. Quick warning, like I said, I'm gonna freak you out by calling you out for these things, but I'm not stalking you, it's just something we all do. Let's get into it though. Number 1. Massacring a school in a VR first-person shooter and then realizing that it's not actually VR. I know a lot of you've done this. Isn't it so awkward when you go to take the headset off and it's just not there? Let's move on. Number 2. Unplugging that weird machine that grandma's hooked up to in the hospital so you can charge your phone. To be honest, I don't even know why that thing's there. What? Grandma's dead? What? Finally, number 3, and I know that you do this. Forcing the horrific spirit of Satan to possess you and going around at night devouring all of your siblings. There's so many similar things we all do that we just don't admit. Here we go, secret things we all do but just don't talk about, part 10. Quick warning, don't be freaked out if I call you out on something that nobody's seen you do. I'm not stalking you, we probably just all do it. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1. Climbing onto your roof at 3 a.m. butt naked and pooping down your chimney. If you haven't done this already, I really recommend it. It's nice and really stress relieving. Let's get on to number 2. Letting your 7-year-old niece bring your big purple dragon dildo to show and tell. My brother did this for me when I was 7 and the teacher in class was impressed, especially when I shoved it up my ass. Finally, I have one more and like I know that you do this. I know. Here it is. Number 3. I mean, you basically already know what I'm gonna say at this point. Bungee jumping off the Eiffel Tower naked with the bungee cord attached to an inserted butt plug.